I'm like, no, I can't no more, because it's like, I hate that I'm so respectable. I hate it. Because some people don't deserve that. Some people need to be cussed the fuck out and then locked the fuck up. And that's it. Like, that's where I'm at. Because it's almost like you don't have respect. And the shit that you doing is so fucking shiesty and out of fucking control, and nobody has told you about your bullshit. Ain't nobody called you on your bullshit. So that's my whole thing. It's like, wait a minute. No, we can't have pride. When you love somebody, you can't have pride. And that's why, when people with money, people be walking around like, this motherfucker not wrong. Just because he got a few dollars don't mean he not wrong. That's the whole thing too. Like, it's so much respect because this person had this, that. No, but it's like, you have to really, really think about that. Like, you have to really be honest with yourself. Is what is happening right? Is what is happening fair? And if it's not, then guess the fuck up. It's like, just, you have to get to the point where you just like, okay, no, you can't be too proud. You have to let it go. It is not dishonor others, right? And that's my whole movement with the Black Love Project. I do get pissed off. And I'm not going to be like, I'm perfect. Because if somebody pisses me off, I'm going in. Like, it's like, I'm going in. Okay, but yeah, it's like, when you there, right? People going to piss you off. But if it's a person that you love, you're not hurting them. Like, it's like, why I'm going to put you down? For what? Who are you? That's the whole thing about self-love, because I believe people need to actually look at this scripture before they start on their self-love path. I was supporting this girl and she was doing the keto movement, and I felt like, wait a minute, you unhealthy. Like, your mentality about food and life and stuff is unhealthy right now. And so I couldn't support her, because you would read her stuff and it would feel like, even though she was losing weight, it was either like she was like talking down to people, or it was just the way she worded stuff, and she probably wasn't. But it took me back to a point where I thought I was doing all the right stuff, but then I had to think about it, and I wanted a man. I was like, because at that point, that's when they told me, once you lose the weight, you're gonna get a good man, all this different stuff. And what I was just like, how these bigger girls got men and I don't. And it's like, but why would I dishonor them? Because I've been big too, and I had a man and kept, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, wait a minute, what's going on? Like, what was going on with me internally at that point to be like, okay, wait a minute, I'm better than them because I lost weight. And I wasn't, because I was still the same person I was before I had the weight on. Even worse, because I was like a skinny person. At some point, I became a skinny person with a fat girl mind. It was like, I didn't know I was cute. I was just like, okay. I didn't know I was cute for some other people until men started coming and talking to me. So when I lost weight, I had a whole different group of men talking to me as when I was a thicker person. So I was like, okay, I would prefer to stay thicker, because I wouldn't know if you really want me, because it's like, what's that song, Music Soul Child, I Still Love You If You Gain a Little Weight, right? You want him to still be there for you. If he don't talk to you when you heavy, how did it's like, man, because you gotta really think about it. When you have kids, your body really does change. And if that person not in love with you in the beginning, guess what? He gonna be like, nope, I'm out. So I'd rather for him to be like, I love me a thick woman with a booty. Like, you just gotta know. You gotta know. So it is not self-seeking. Oh, I'm so destroyed on this because I need some money. Like, I'm such a bad salesperson. So it's almost like, but it's not self-seeking. That's all. Like, I hate being so open to life and giving information when I can. But it's just like, I don't want somebody not to have information. I got to think about when people gave me information, how I got to where I got to. But then the other part of that is, it's not self-seeking. When I'm with my kid, it's like, or anybody that I love, it's like I just take care of them. Like, I love the kid. Oh my God, my little nieces and nephews, students, I bring them trays. I just let them be whoever the hell they want. Like, I let them watch TV. If they came in and said, can I sew on this chair? Can I do? I was like, yeah, anything within reason they can do. But sometimes not in the reason of their parents, So it's just like, I just let them be kids, because that's something that they have to do. Like, they just, you have to give them a moment to be kid, because they got chores, they got other kids to take care of, they got other things to do. Maybe they want to cook, maybe they haven't cooked before. Like, it's just so many different things you could be doing that's not self-seeking, because sometimes it's like, once you get, again, that pride, you don't want to clean up the kitchen, you don't want them to tear up the couch, you don't want to take this down, if this fall over, it's gonna happen. If you do it for too many people, though, it's overwhelming. But if you love them, it's a whole different story. I used to love waiting on my class, like, just going around saying, okay, what would you need? What do you need? What do you need? And also, the movement keeps your body moving. So love is also something that keeps you very healthy, because you are moving. I know people, I ain't going to be doing that. They going to do everything. But if you teach them how to take care of the classroom, then by watching you, then when it's your turn, like, I remember some days I would have allergies, headaches, and I would have to go to, like, I would be like Zyrtec and all. It would just like take me out. And my kids would come and they could take over the whole classroom. They could do the whole thing by themselves. All I do is sit there and they just go and do what they have to do, because I would either be impatient, right, because I'm sick, I'm uncomfortable, or I would be actually falling asleep because I took the medicine. So it was just like, wait a minute, I don't know what to do, but it's not self-seeking. It's like, once you teach them gratitude and love and show them that you are grateful for them to even be in the classroom, when you start to find skills with your kids, even the kids that don't want to work with other people, they gonna have a kid that they want to work with, and that way you are able to teach them through that child, or you either able to learn something about that child, about for yourself. So it's like, it's a give and take situation. It is not a self-seeking situation. The other thing is, like, that's what's happening now. People think self-love is the same thing as selfishness. No, something else is like the art of letting go. When you have mastered something and you like, okay, or somebody else is coveting or being envious, go ahead and let them see what it's like. Let them see what that's like. Let them see if they like it. Because sometimes they might not like it, and then sometimes they may really enjoy it and be good at it. Either way, you gave them an opportunity to be that good of a person. And you yourself will see how they grow. You yourself have now turned something over and let somebody else and you have mentored somebody else through a process in their life that they really did need. That's something, that creative part. Because holding people back, man, I'm telling you, it's hurtful. It's like, man, I want to do so much stuff, and I ain't done shit yet. I ain't done nothing. I ain't done not a motherfucking thing. And so it's just like, man, I just, for somebody to come and say, okay, here's the opportunity for you to do it. Not for you to help this person do it. Not for this person to tell you what to do it. But this is an opportunity for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, they gave me that opportunity. Now I've done it. And do I like it or do I not like it? And so that was my whole thing. It's just, you have to find ways to give them those opportunities. Okay, let's see. What's the next part? It is not easily angered at all. That's the whole thing about the pride. It always goes back to pride, because what makes you mad? What pisses you off? And it's okay to be pissed off. It's okay to be mad, but easily mad, like, nah, no. And again, you start at home, like, it's like just that love. This dog, I'm telling y'all, I don't know if I'm not training the dog right. We come home sometimes, she even took the trash and put it all over the damn carpet. Do you hear me? All over the carpet. I'm just like, I have issues with carpet, but this is the thing. I know it's my carpet. I know it's in the trash. It ain't nothing but cans and paper, so it's like, okay, well, it's not really that bad. And so my son, he'll give her a punishment for like whatever, and he not hard on it at all. But the thing is that I could be like, oh my God, let me spank her, let me put her nose in the trash, let me do this. No, you don't do all that. You just tell the, like, you just talk to the, I don't even talk to her. I just pick it up and go on about my business and feed her. Because the thing is, I made the mistake. So that's the whole thing. I made the mistake. I did not put the trash up the way I was supposed to do it. So how can I then therefore come home and just be pissed off at the dog, or be pissed off at my son for things that I know myself I wouldn't be able to control. You know, my son, he get upset at school, and it's just like, what was the problem? He tell me the problem, but how would I have handled that problem? I can't tell him as my adult self that was the correct way to handle the problem. No, you handled, I think, okay, wait a minute, you handled the problem correctly, but the way that your feelings told you to, but next time you have to do it this way. And so that's the whole thing. It's just not easily angered. It's not somewhere you just like, oh, God, let me get, and that's when I knew I kind of was like, I don't think I need to be in the classroom no more, because even though I wasn't getting mad like right away, it was just like, it was stuff that would piss me off. But then it's also, I started to realize and understand that me, myself, had become a person that saw love on a greater spectrum. So that's it. It keeps no record of wrongs. Oh, this is such a human thing. I do not try to. I don't. Sometimes I totally forget. Like, I would completely forget the person, forget what the fuck, except for, the ones I know. But it's like, I forget the person, forget everything they did. And it's like, they do it again. I was like, oh, now I get it, But it's like, man, I was so good at that, just forgetting people and their wrongs. And it's just like, girl, you have to remember sometimes. But that's it. Like, you have to be able to overlook people. If the person is good at what they do, sometimes you got to be able to forgive that, because everybody else don't have to, because everybody doesn't love you. Everybody does not love you. And so it's like, you get to the point where you thinking, well, this should be not happening, or nothing should be like this, and it's like, no, but everybody does not have to love you. Everybody does not have to forgive your wrongs or forget your wrongs. Like that's not the process of life, Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. Yep, that's the truth too. Love does not delight in evil. Like, I know it was hard for some people, for some processes of my life, like, or some people, because it'll be almost like love does not delight in evil. Like somebody, or the people that I thought was supposed to love me, wanted me to fall down. They wanted to break me. And you just like, okay, wait a minute. Why would you want to break this person? Like, why wouldn't you want to just lift the person up, And to see some faces that were made when I was going through all my stuff, like the way they were looking and the way it was like, man, did they take solace in that? So even though I'm mentally going through stuff, I'm looking at them and I'm like, this is something that they wanted. They wanted this. You see, like, it's like they wanted it. And that's the part that was like, damn, it pissed me off. But then it's like, you go through the process of praying and whatever, and you just like, okay, that's not right. But when I got pissed off, I was pissed off, because I was like, y'all not helping, y'all actually hurting me. Like, you don't even realize you're hurting me. So that was the thing, just like, what the hell? Like, these people don't know what they doing. That's when that forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Lauryn Hill, you just like, whoa. So anyway, it doesn't, but rejoices always with the truth. So when you just like, okay, it rejoices with the truth. The truth is like, man, if you would just told me, you know what, I feel this way. I felt like you should have went through this because, or I felt like you should have went through that because, or whatever, you would realize, like, man, that's some crazy shit. Like, you don't even know me, but you still feel like I need to be going through something because you don't understand what you're looking at. Like, you taking what you're looking at as something negative, and it's like they were, it was just jokes and stuff like that, and it's like just stories about people. And I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. I was baffled. So, but to rejoice in the truth, this goes for any negative truth too. What people think are negative. I don't want to be with you anymore because I like such and such and such and such. This relationship is not good enough for me because the sex is not there. This relationship is not good enough for me because you don't have time to spend with me. This is not the type of relationship I want because we don't go out on dates. This is not the relationship that I want because because we can't run this business together. This is not what I want because we argue all the time. It's like so many different times where people could have just told the truth. And that's just a love of yourself and a love of the other person. Like, it's like, I think we get to the point now where we want to ghost and all this shit, and people that made it like it's funny. None of that shit is funny. It's inconsiderate. It's showing that you don't love yourself enough to be like, okay, let me break off this relationship in a kind way, especially if